Hey everybody. Um, actually, working on making some recordings and trying out the new technology with my wife, and she suggested that instead of having this entire screen, to cut it in half and zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. But I want you to be able to copy everything. So why don't we give you a little bit of time to copy the top half first? And then I'll let you copy the bottom half, and then you'll have time to go work on it. Okay, so the top half, there's the diamonds, and there's some adding or subtracting fractions. And then it gets into perimeter and area of a couple triangles. Okay, so why don't you copy all of that first? Press pause and do that. And then I'll let you copy that on that table at the bottom, and we'll do that one too. Okay, hopefully you're done copying that down. Now let's copy down this table. And what the question is there is, it's listing 4 different cell phone companies. And I actually copied this problem out of the book. So they made up some made-up names. Instead of AT&T, they call it ABT. Instead of Verizon, they called it Verizon. Instead of singular, they called it Singuling. So pretend these are cell phone companies, and this is how much it cost. Okay, for this many minutes. So for 100 minutes at AT&T, it cost $19.95. For 150 minutes at Verizon, it cost $24.95. For 60 minutes at Singuling, it cost $9.95. And for 100 minutes at T-West, it costs $14.75. So we're going to do this. We're going to try to figure out which company has the best rate. Okay, copy that down. Okay, let's go get these answers. First, we're going to do the diamonds, right? What 2 numbers have a product of 60 and a sum of 19? 4 times 15, that's on the clock, right? Right, 4 times 15, each quarter hour is actually 15 minutes, not 25. Don't get confused there. And 4 times 15 is 60, all right? 48 and 19? That's going to be 16 times 3. Okay. I think most of you know that 6 times 8 is 48, 8 times 6, right? But check this out. If I double the 8 and get 16 and take half of the 6 and get 3, I'll get the same product. I can keep doing that over and over again, right? What happens if I take half of 8, get 4, right? What happens if I double 6? 12. Guess what 4 times 12 is? 48. All right. If I take half of 12 or half of 4, that's 2. Double the 12, 24. What's 2 times 24? 48. And I can actually keep on going. What's 16 doubled? 32. Now, what's half of 3? 1.5 or 1.5. You know what 1.5 times 32 is? Yep, you guessed it. Okay. Kind of a cool pattern. It doesn't work just with 16 and 3 or 8 and 6. It works with all numbers, right? I take half of 4, I get 2. I double 15, I get 30. 2 times 30, 60. Go the other way. Double the 4, I get 8. Half of 15, 7.5. 7.5 times 8, 60. Pretty cool trick. All right, sorry. Off track. On to this next diamond. 84 hundredths and 1 9/10. How's that going to work, Mr. Daniel? I don't think that works. Well, I know 7 times 12 is 84, and 7 plus 12 is 19. So how about if I go 7/10 and 1 2/10? Does that work? Yeah, 7 times 12 is 84, but I had to move this over 1 spot to pretend it was a 7, this over 1 spot to pretend it was a 12, so I have to go back 2 spots in my answer. And when I go to add those, 1 2/10, and see what I did here when I took that second number? I put the decimal first. Okay, that's 7/10 there. So you line up those decimals. I put the decimal down first, and then the decimal comes straight down, you add, right? So 2 and 7 is 9, 1 and 0, 1.9. Boom, it worked. All right, how about this 2/15 and 13/15? Yikes, what's that going to be? Well, check this out. 2/3 times 1/5. Remember, multiplying fractions is easy. Straight across the top, 2 times 1. Straight across the bottom, 3 times 5. Okay, when I add, I have to change the denominator. And guess what I'm going to change to? Hint, hint, hint. 15ths, right? So 2/3 is the same as 10/15. 1/5 is the same as 3/15. And 10 and 3 is 13. Okay. All right, let's go on to these adding and subtracting fractions. So when we add or subtract fractions, the key there is to make sure we have common denominators, right? So why am I lucky on this one here? You may recognize why I'm lucky on this one, 11/12 minus 2/3. Well, because 3 fits into 12. So I can change these to 12ths, and this one is already changed for me, right? It's already 12ths. So how do I do that? I say 3 times what is 12? 4, right? So I got to go 2 times 4. 2/3 is the same as 8/12. It's equivalent. So now I say 11/12 minus 8/12 equals 3/12. Now, when you got done with that and you're looking for your answer, you can't find anything to match it with, it's because 3/12 can be simplified. 3 goes into the top once, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. So this simplifies to 1/4. Okay? All right. Same idea here. 3/8 and 7/12. Since I'm adding, I'm going to put that 3/8 over here because I got to change both of these. 8 does not fit into 12 evenly, right? Now, what number do 8 and 12 both fit into? I can just go 8 times 12 and get 96. 12 is going to fit into it. 8 is going to go into it. But this is where it pays to sort of have a real good feel on multiples and find the least common multiple. You're dealing with smaller numbers. And the fact is 12 and 8 both fit into 24, much smaller number than 96. So it's a little easier to deal with, right? I did 8 times 3 to get 24, so I go 3 times 3 and get 9. I did 12 times 2 to get 24. I go 7 times 2, 14. And now I have 14 24s plus 9 more 24s equals 23 24s. That's almost one whole, huh? Okay. Same idea here. I'm going to put the 9/10 under here because I know that I need to get some equivalent fractions. And here, what's the smallest number that 8 and 10 both go into? 40. Okay. Now, you could have changed those to 80s, right? But again, I think it's a little easier when you get a smaller number. 8 times 5 is 40. 5 times 5 is 25. 10 times 4 is 40. 9 times 4 is 36. Now, when I add these, I end up getting 61 40ths, which is one whole 40 40ths. And after I use 40 of those 61, I have 21 left over. Now, how was I able to do that so fast? Because this is sort of improper fractions. If they're between 1 and 2, you have that 1, and then you subtract. You go 61 minus 40 and get 21. Now, why did I do that? Because 40 40ths equals one whole, right? So I use 40 of these 61 to get that one whole, and then I had 21 left. So 1 and 21 40ths. Okay. All right. Perimeter and area. Perimeter, I'm just adding up around the outside. 15 and 12 and 14. Right. When I add all that up, I get 41. Okay. So the perimeter is 41 centimeters. When I add up here, I got 20, 15, and 25. And again, I didn't add this 11 because it's not on the outside. I'm not adding this 12 because it's not along the outside. Okay. This ends up being 60 inches, okay, for the perimeter. Now, the area, I need to know how wide it is at the bottom and how tall. How wide and how tall. And again, I suggest you write somewhere on the outside of your folder or something, big triangle, and then put A equals 1/2 BH. What does that mean? 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay. Okay, and you can put this over here if you want. Okay, 1/2 times the base times the height. So the base is 14, the height is 11. I can go 14 times 11 and then take half of it. But again, the shortcut that I always tell kids to do on these is take half of an even number if you have one. 14's even, right? What's half of 14? 7. 7 times 11, easy problem, 77. And the area is always square units. Now, I could have done this and said 14 times 10 is 140 plus 14, 154 divided by 2, divided to 154 by 2, and I would get 77, but that's too much work. Same idea here. I could do 12 times 25. Now, I know 12 quarters is $3, so that's 300, and take half of that. But what's the shortcut? Half of 12 is 6. 6 times 25 equals 150, and that's going to be square inches. Okay, now this rate problem. What's the best deal? And you want to do this. You don't want to be paying more for your phone than you have to. So if the service was the same, you got the same reception with all these companies, you want to get the best deal. What is the best deal? Well, we have ratios. $19.95 for 100 minutes. $24.95 for 150 minutes. What's the best rate? And again, the rate is a ratio where the second number or the bottom number is 1. So we're going to find out how much it costs per minute. Per minute. Okay? So $19.95 per 100 minutes. I divide the bottom into the top. Now check this out. It won't fit into 1. It won't fit into 19. It will fit into 199 one time. 1 times 100 is 100. I subtract, I get 99. What do? Bring down the next number. It fits into 995 9 times. 9 times 100. What do? I can add a 0, bring it down. It fits into 950 9 times. Okay, and I'm already, since this is a penny right there, ready to stop dividing, and I'm going to round this to about 20 cents per minute. Okay, 20 cents per minute. That's a rate. All right, $24.95 for 150 minutes. $24.95 for 150 minutes. I'm going to go 150 into 249 one time. What do I do next? Bring down the next number. Okay, now 150 goes into 995 how many times? Well, I know 6 times 15 is 90, so I'm going to go 6 here. This is going to be 900. Okay, now if you don't know that, then you got to come over here and play with it a little bit and, say 150 times 6, 150 times 8, 150, right? And sort of guess and check, and then go, sometimes you change it. Okay, so I'm going to subtract. I get 95. What do? Add a 0. Okay, and that's going to be another 6, right? So this is going to be about, because that is a 6, and to the right of that 6 is a 5 or bigger. Remember how you round? That's going to be about 17 cents per minute. And I'm using cents instead of the decimal, right? These are whole. So that's what we got so far. Now we have $9.95 for 60 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to divide the bottom into the top. 60 into 9.95. Decimal comes straight up. 60 goes into 99 once. I subtract. 60 goes into 995 6 times, because that's 360. Add a 0. Now this is going to go 5 times, right? Now, when I go round this, though, I'm going to round this to 17 as well, huh? Okay, so I got to be careful when I'm rounding. This is about 17 cents per minute as well. But if I had to choose between the two, this was 0.166, this was 0.165. So this is a tiny bit smaller. So I'm going to put a little smiley face next to this, just so I can remember this is a tiny bit smaller. Okay. Now I'm looking at T West, 1475 for 100 minutes. And do you guys remember the trick with dividing by 100? Okay, because I did all the work and showed you how to divide, but remember the trick we learned with dividing by 100? We just moved the decimal this way 2 spots. Okay, so when I did 1995 divided by 100, all I do is boom, boom, it's 0.1995. It's going to be, right? So this is going to be 0.1475. And if I round that, that's going to be about 15 cents per minute. Okay, so what's the best deal? TOS is the best deal. Singling is a tiny bit better in Verizon. Looks like AT&T is the most expensive plan. AT&T, you like that instead of AT&T? All right, so that's how you check rates, and this is real life, right? When are you going to use ratios and rates? A lot. When you're checking prices, you don't want to pay more than you have to. And if you're good at math, you won't. Okay? All right, have a good day, everybody.